Ong Song Hong, supposedly, he came and he brought salvation. The salvation they say that he brought was the restoration of Passover, the teaching about Mother God, all these things that they basically will kind of, this teaching is built upon the concept that the church basically fell away from the truth, that the church did away with Passover, they did away with Sabbath, they instituted Sunday worship, and basically the church was lost. The church was, there was in the dark ages where nobody had the truth. Nobody had faith. And so they use Luke 18:8. I'm going to show you the contradiction here in a minute, so just stick with me. This is really interesting when I came across it. So they use Luke 18:8, which says, Jesus is talking, he says, I tell you, he will see that they get justice and quickly. However, when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on the earth? So again, they use this and they apply it to the second coming of Christ, what they say is the second coming, the coming of Ong Song Hong. What they'll say is that they'll basically use this verse and say Jesus is teaching that when the Son of Man will come a second time, he asked this question, will he find faith on the earth? And in their studies, you can look at this, I think on, it would be in the Green Book on page 99 and 110 of the Green Book, where they mention this verse. That's one or a couple of places anyways. Ong Song Hong references it. And the teaching there, and the teaching of the WMSCOG, is that this, in essence, is Jesus saying when he comes a second time, he will not find faith on the earth. They apply this to saying that the church fell away, they lost the truth, they basically did away with Sabbath and Passover, and they didn't have the truth. There was no faith on the earth. And so when Ong Song Hong came, their teaching is that there was no faith on the earth because the truth was lost. And so Christ had to come again a second time to restore the truth. In essence, they apply that to salvation, the salvation of Hebrews 9:28. So when it says Christ would appear a second time, not to bear sin, but to bring salvation, they apply that, or they connect that to Luke 18:8 and saying that Christ would come again. Nobody would have faith on the earth. The truth is lost. And so Ong Song Hong had to come to restore the truth. Okay? I hope if you followed with that, now here's the contradiction. Let's finish again Hebrews 9:28. It says he's coming a second time, not to bear sin, but to bring salvation. And who's he bringing salvation to? To those who are waiting for him. Okay, if you look at the ESV, which is a more accurate translation than the NIV, it says he would come a second time to save those who are eagerly waiting for him. Okay, but wait a minute. Didn't they just teach us in Luke 18:8 that when the Son of Man comes, he would not find faith on the earth? So they use Luke 18:8 and they say, when Ong Song Hong came a second time, there was no faith on the earth, the truth was lost, people were in darkness. So that's why he had to come to bring salvation, because nobody had faith, nobody had the truth. But yes, they use Hebrews 9:28 and apply that to the second coming of Ong Song Hong. But Hebrews 9:28, it says that when he comes, he's coming for those who are eagerly waiting for him. So Hebrews 9:28 is actually teaching us that at Christ's second coming, there will be those on the earth. He's coming to save who? He's coming to save those who, before he came, they're eagerly waiting for him to come. Well, if Luke 18:8 is really teaching what the WMSCOG teaches, then when Christ came a second time, there was no faith on the earth. So how could there be those who are eagerly waiting for him? So you have Luke 18:8, no faith on the earth. There's nobody who will be eagerly waiting for Ong Song Hong when he comes. Then they use Hebrews 9:28 to say he's coming for those who are eagerly waiting for him. That's just another example of how they just miss things like this. They miss the little details because they're misinterpreting scriptures. They're pulling scriptures out here and there, and then they're trying to apply them to their doctrine. And in doing so, they accidentally miss these little contradictions that they don't see. So I think, to me, this is just another clear example of how they misuse the scriptures, and how when you misuse the Bible and you misinterpret it, you're going to end up with glaring contradictions like this.